Coach. Congratulations. And
thanks. Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras indeed here. Better than last year, I know, down in Hammond. And to get this one tonight, I mean, first of all, the first inning, it just seems to be a trend with this club this year to be able to jump on top of a team. Let's start with the top of the first, though. For Tyler and this team to work out of bases loaded, no outs, no damage done, and to get that line out and Wiley to grab that line drive, Colin to have the awareness to be right there and step on the bag off the toss. Just, boy, how huge was that to get out of that inning with nothing on the board?
I mean, extremely. We didn't really know what we were going to get with Tyler. He has worked extremely hard, but it was no different than the first week of the year when it's his first opportunity to go out there, and he's got a lot of for those that don't know anything about Tommy John, you got demons inside of you sometimes that are chomping at your head that, man, I may never get back out there. I may not be exactly what I used to be, and this, that, and the other. And he has battled those things, and he has persevered through a lot of stuff. And he's so diligent. I'm so proud of where he's at, and our training staff for being there for him. And he's got some supportive parents that have been by his side through it. But I've never seen him like that. He's usually kind of an even keel demeanor, and he had some moments there that I had never seen before. But hey, we need that, and I know he was excited, and I know it's a step in the right direction, and we need him to continue to keep doing that because we need him on this pitching staff this year.
To have a guy like that, last year was Cole Martin as a lefty starter in the midweek for you. You mentioned you need him. Just how do you see him grow? What does he need to do to grow from this moving forward and continue maybe be that guy or slide somewhere else if you need him somewhere else too?
He's got to get the leadoff out when the ball's hitting front right there. And, he got a soft contact ball, and he didn't turn to his glove side. So he kind of, and those are the things that's been a while. Like, it jokingly, even the other day when Beaudoin was getting ready, I was like, hey, man, remember, you got to cover first base on a ball hit to the right side. And just little things like that he's got to break himself back into. We've got to work on getting his pitch count, up a little bit more week by week, and just kind of let it all come together. But I think the biggest thing is he's got to let it come to himself. He can't just try to force things upon it. He's not where he needs to be just yet, but at the same time, it's something to build off of.
To come back in that bottom of the first, this team now has outscored opponents 17-0 in the first inning this year, and now through 7 games. We've talked about it before, but just how key is that? I mean, Coach Collins has these guys ready to go, it seems like, every game, and now 5 of 7 games, you've put at least 1 run on the board, another 5 run the second time you had 5 in the first. Just how big is that to jump on a team right out of the gate?
Well, I think, every game in the first inning, you don't know what the umpire's strike zone is, and you don't, the other team's trying to figure some things out. But we've got some guys at the top of the lineup that take pitches very well. But then if you come in there, they can do some damage with it as well. But we took advantage of a couple mistakes that Southeastern made tonight, just like they almost took advantage of us in the first inning. And I think that's what the speed and those things that we've been talking about can do to us sometimes. But I'm proud of those guys, and I tip my cap to Coach Collins and Coach Carlson for having those guys ready, prepared about what the starters are going to try to do to us. And he really settled in. Dugas really settled in a little bit and kind of gave him a little bit. I thought we were going to knock him out a little bit earlier, but I think, our guys are buying into it. Again, I tell you this all the time, it's not about hits. It's about pressure, and it's about trying to make people panic a little bit, and we've been very fortunate to do that, and we need to continue to keep doing that.
Even talk about pressure, panic, you go to the 6th inning where they had just scored another run, cut it down to 6-4. You get Andrew Beasley to the plate. Teams have been pitching around him all season so far. He gets a chance, comes through with an RBI single, and then he gets in that rundown and gives Trace Henry an opportunity to come home and a bang-bang play at the plate, but you put the pressure on. Just what did you see on that play? Because I know Coach Reiser was
bad base running. Honestly, both teams, I thought both teams ran the bases poorly tonight with some line outs and getting doubled up and some things like that. But I commend Southeastern for back picking right there, because they really had no chance at the plate, and then they back picked to Beasley, who I don't think he was expecting that to happen. That's not a play that I've seen very often myself. But then Beasley had the presence to go, okay, I got to stay in the rundown right here. And when you got a guy like Trace Henry who can really run, it became a bang play. You know, took the catcher up the line a little bit, and I'm thankful that Henry slid feet first too, because he's like, Coach, I was thinking about sliding head first. I'm like, no, never in those situations right there. He was able to kind of, because the catcher went up the line a little bit, and he went straight into the bag. It was a legal play, and we were very fortunate to be able to get that second run right there.
To get that, I mean, you mentioned the base running mistakes tonight, had 4 errors out there defensively, 2 of them in the first inning, but I kind of even go back to Sunday a little bit. You had the 11-0 lead, and just kind of, I think Sunday can be a little bit more of, you get out of your element a little bit, that you get a little comfortable. Is there any concern about focus with a lead at this point and kind of things happening like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's something we've got to keep harping on with our guys. We've got a lot of new position players, and sometimes you get a hit or you have a quality at bat early, and you think, oh, I'm going to go 4 for 4, and these kind of things, or certain things happen, and I'm not trying to point the finger at different levels of baseball, but sometimes at some lower levels of baseball, you think, well, the game's over with, the other team's going to quit. Well, you haven't seen any teams that we've played so far this year that have quit, and you didn't see us when we were down on Saturday quit. And so they got to grasp that concept of, we've still got to keep playing. We got to get to those middle innings, and we got to be able to dominate to try to get another pitcher in the game. They got to set different goals as the game goes about. Whether you're down 10-0 and you've got to try to keep grinding and get back into it, or if you're up 10-0, you got to keep pushing the envelope a little bit, and hopefully our guys will figure that stuff out. But we've got to clean up the defense a little bit, especially early. But they're late with Roble and Longsworth. We actually played pretty well, and I thought they pounded the strike zone. We didn't walk a lot of people with those two, we need those guys for sure.
Absolutely. Get a chance to come back tomorrow and keep this thing rolling against Southeastern. Of course, they're going to come out strong. How do you sit going into tomorrow? What needs to happen to come out of here and make it 5 in a row and get a little midweek sweep?
Yeah, Cam Barlow's going to start for us, who's he's been our Saturday starter, or what we thought was going to be our Saturday starter, and he was sick Saturday, I guess it was. So we're gonna run him back out there for a little bit and kind of see what's going on, see how he feels. He's been battling a few things from a health standpoint, so we just want to kind of monitor him a little bit, but we need to get him back out there because he's like Tyler too. He's coming off an injury, and we need to get those guys out there. They've got to get in those moments. Little by little, but you'll see some other guys. We've got Connor Deeds that can come back, and I like where we're at, and we need to keep getting those guys opportunities. The young guys, we talk about Nicholas Judice and Beaudoin and those guys. They got to play against good opponents like Southeastern. I mean, that's a good team. Coach Reiser does an excellent job, and they've won a lot of games in the last couple of years. So this is a huge week, and you made mention to last year we didn't play well at their place. So we've got our work cut out, and we're trying to build something and get momentum, but we're still moving up that mountain. We're not where we want to be, and we need to keep going.
Coach, congratulations, and best of luck out here tomorrow.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.